Jurassic Park IV, Jurassic Park Extinction, Jurassic World. One film, many names, and more than a decade of waiting. As any Jurassic Park fan will tell you, when we first heard Steven Spielberg announce back in 2011 that we were finally going to get a sequel to Jurassic Park 3, we felt an onslaught of different emotions. On one hand, we were ecstatic. In this very public announcement, one of the greatest directors of all time told the world to expect a Jurassic Park film in the near future. It's finally happening, we all thought, but soon our rational side kicked in. How many times have we heard this before? How many times had we been disappointed? We had to remain cautiously optimistic. Yet here we are, 3 years later, with Jurassic Park IV, now known as Jurassic World, having just finished shooting. With newcomer director Colin Trevorrow at the helm, Chris Pratt in the lead, a fully functional park on Isla Nublar, and a mysterious new dinosaur known only by the name D-Rex. The Jurassic Park franchise is set to stomp into our theaters next year on June 12th. But how did we get here? 14 years after the release of the last sequel. Let's look back and find out how the Jurassic Park franchise resurrected itself and made it out of development hell. But to do this, we have to rewind the clock nearly a decade and a half, back to 2001. Development on Jurassic Park IV began like one would expect. The third movie in the series did quite well at the box office, although it did suffer from predominantly negative reviews. And so, Universal Studios began to plan out a sequel soon after its release in 2001. Steven Spielberg and Kathleen Kennedy were set to produce, Joe Johnston was set to direct, and William Manahan and John Sayles were brought on as screenwriters. Kathleen Kennedy even said that she thought it wouldn't take 4 years to release the next film. Not much was heard until 2004, and what emerged from the bowels of the internet that year left fans befuddled and critics dumbfounded. The infamous John Sayles script. Spielberg had previously described it as the mother of all ideas. The public did not share his sentiment. Revolving around an ex-mercenary, a dinosaur virus, and dog-human dinosaur hybrids, the script was not something many people expected. John Sayles himself confirmed that the script was indeed real in 2005. And needless to say, it was soon lost to the winds of time, never to be heard from again. The film continued its existence in development hell, with few bits of news here and there, but nothing concrete, until a shimmer of hope emerged once more. On Dan's jp3page.com, a member by the name of Carnotaur3 posted an image of a supposed Jurassic Park 4 poster and script, claiming that he had acquired the image from an informant who worked for Universal Studios. But, alas, it turned out to be false, the user himself having created the image to spur interest in the dying franchise. Various rumors regarding the return of almost everyone from the original film emerged. Conflicting rumors claimed that Spielberg was location scouting were also brought to light. The director, Joe Johnston, had apparently been replaced with Breck Eisner, only to replace once more by Joe Johnston, and many other rumors were flying around the internet and elsewhere. We were now in 2007, and no substantial progress had been made. But there was still hope in the hearts of Jurassic Park fans. That is, until the next year loomed. By 2007, a Jurassic Park sequel seemed very delayed, but not impossible. Spielberg, Kathleen, and others spoke about the film in the odd interview, and Jurassic Park fans believed we would get a sequel, but we would have to wait for it. All this changed in 2008. We've had to deal with the deaths of great actors like Robert Peck, Peter Postlethwaite, and Michael Jeter that took part in the Jurassic Park franchise. But while the passings of such amazing performers were painful to endure, the death of Jurassic Park creator Michael Crichton sent ripples throughout the community. Not only did we have to endure the passing of such a visionary author, but the chances of a Jurassic Park sequel being made were cut short. In a show of respect, development on the third sequel slowed to a stop. Kathleen Kennedy had this to say: "No, I don't know. You know, when Michael Crichton passed away, I sort of felt maybe that's it. Maybe that's a sign that we don't mess with it." Coupled with the death of special effects master Stan Winston in the summer of the same year, most assumed the project was dead. Joe Johnston went on the record a few times here and there, talking vaguely about the film, but no one else who was previously attached said a word about it. And it seemed that the door would finally be shut on the Jurassic Park franchise. This ushered in a new era for Jurassic Park fans. The Dark Age. No news, no hope. For years this went on. Until that summer afternoon in 2011 at the San Diego Comic-Con. On June 16th, at the San Diego Comic-Con, Steven Spielberg announced that plans for a Jurassic Park sequel were on the table, and that it would be released within 2 or 3 years. We soon found out that Spielberg would not return to a directorial position on the film, but rather remain as a producer, as originally planned. Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver, screenwriters for Rise of the Planet of the Apes, would pen the script, and Frank Marshall reported that he would be producing. This is everything Jurassic Park fans could have wanted. In few months, the Jurassic Park franchise had begun to pick up steam, and this time, it seemed different. There were doubts, of course, but as time passed, one thing became certain. No longer will the idea of a Jurassic Park sequel remain hidden away in development hell. Dinosaurs would roam the earth once more. On March 14th, 2013, an event happened that created a bit of controversy within the Jurassic Park community. Universal Studios announced that unknown newcomer director Colin Trevorrow would be directing the film. Having only directed one other movie, Safety Not Guaranteed, he seemed an odd choice. Some of our doubts were quelled after some time as we found out that he was hand-picked by Steven Spielberg, and that he seemed genuinely interested in creating a worthy addition to the Jurassic Park franchise. Time will ultimately tell whether or not he was the correct choice, but as of this moment, he certainly seems so. Trevorrow and Derek Connolly rewrote the original script, and the release date was pushed back to 2015. Soon after that, we were informed that the film was now titled Jurassic World. Many fans began speculating as to what this meant. Was the series taking a dino-apocalypse approach? Was it a simple rechristening of the park? We would have to wait to find out. Production continued on the film, but we knew very little about it. That is, until the Joe Blow leak. The leaker claimed that the movie revolved around a new theme park on Isla Nublar, packed with tame dinosaurs, aquatic reptiles, and a new animal so dangerous that it would be the ultimate downfall of the park. We did not know what to think of this. There was the good, like a return to Isla Nublar, and the utterly terrible, like the muzzled raptors and tamed T-Rexes. Trevorrow attempted to calm the nerves of upset fans by announcing that there would be no tame dinosaurs, and that he knew what would work within the Jurassic Park universe. In November 2013, Colin Trevorrow tweeted that the film would not be a complete reboot, and that it took 22 years after the events of the original movie. Soon, everything began to fall into place. In January 2014, Chris Pratt was finally brought on for the lead role as Owen. In February, it was announced that David Schwartzman was a DP, Vincent D'Onofrio would play the villain, and Irfan Khan and B.D. Wong, Dr. Wu from the original film, were added to the growing cast list. By summer, Omar Sy, Jake Johnson, Andy Buckley, Brian T., Judy Greer, Ty Simpkins, Nick Robinson, Katie McGrath, and Lauren Lapkus had been brought on. In the midst of all this, leaked images from the sets had surfaced on the internet, maps of the park appeared on Jurassic Park fan forums, and, most controversial of all, the Joe Blow leaker came back with an update. The new dinosaur would be called the Diabolus Rex, or D-Rex for short, and that it was supposed to be a raptor-rex snake-cuttlefish hybrid. Fans went into a frenzy. Trevorrow attempted to quell the anger once more by announcing that the new dinosaur was not a mutant, and that it was created in the same way as all the others. But this issue has still left many fans divided. As of this date, we know that the film revolves around a new park on Isla Nublar, named Jurassic World, that there is in fact flying and aquatic reptiles in addition to the traditional dinosaurs, that Chris Pratt's character is studying raptor behavior, and that the ruins of the old park remain hidden away in the dense jungles that surround the new theme park. Filming has concluded on August 6th, 2014, and the project is now in post-production, the official release date being June 12, 2015. Will this 14-year period of wait have been worth it after all? Will Colin Trevorrow breathe new life into this franchise? We can only hope and wait for a chance to book our tickets to Jurassic World.